Wait. Before you move to Irvine, California, you're going to want to check out this video, this map video about everything you need to know about Irvine alternative Aliso Viejo, California. Let's see. Oh no, the puppy.
I love you too.
Okay. There's going to be things you love about both Aliso Viejo and Irvine, so you're going to want to watch the whole video so that you don't make the mistake of moving to the wrong place. Let's get started.
So first, let's start off with just like a 40,000 foot view of what Aliso Viejo really is. You know, you might be thinking about Irvine, which is right here. Irvine is very popular. You know, we will talk about school districts, we will talk about price, we will talk about location, and maybe some of the things that Irvine has going for it versus Aliso Viejo. But let's just start out with a 50,000 foot view. So just in case you don't know, I don't know where you are, you could be anywhere in the world. In the United States, you have counties, and within the counties, you have cities. Irvine is a city within Orange County. Los Angeles is a county as well as a city. So the city of Los Angeles is within the county of Los Angeles. Orange County bleeds into Los Angeles County. Then you have, even though Orange County is totally different than LA, like it does not feel like LA at all, other than the weather. But even LA gets like way hotter. And then down here is San Diego County. But this part right here is just open space, which means that San Diego County, it kind of feels like it's on its own little island. That's where I'm from. I love San Diego, but you get a lot more about the good things of LA, including like the media market, the job market, when you're living in Orange County versus San Diego, which is kind of like on its own island. It's
also the sports teams as well.
The sports teams, although you probably won't be a fan if you're moving from somewhere else. But
how can you not be a fan of Lakers?
Well, Sean's a huge Lakers fan. The story of our relationship is me sitting by him while he is watching the Lakers. Hey, I like the Lakers too. And then just, in case, we don't know how much you even know about California or the United States. So this is Southern California, kind of like basically from Santa Barbara, even though that's technically Central California. Santa Barbara has the same, kind of vibe as Southern California. So this is like Southern California, one of the major areas that people live.
I would say Santa Barbara is, I don't know if it's technically...
It is. My cousin lives there. She tells me it's Central California.
What part of CIF Southern section?
I don't know. Santa Barbara technically is Central California. And when you get around here, then the ocean really changes. But then here, nobody really lives here.
Yeah, Central Coast, not much.
Central Coast, beautiful. So beautiful, but nobody really lives there. The jobs are here, and then the jobs are here. This is considered Northern California.
The Bay Area.
Bay Area, even though it's kind of like in the middle. This part up here, again.
Not much going on.
Not much going on. Beautiful. Not many people live there. So the job areas are basically here and then Southern California. These are where the majority of people live.
So before we continue, let's introduce ourselves. I'm Sean Dazad.
And I'm Courtney Dazad.
And this is Strider Dazad.
Oh, he's so cute.
And we're licensed realtors here in the state of California. Not him, but us. And if you're watching this channel, you might be thinking, wow, Sean, I love Orange County. I love the blue skies. I love the beautiful weather. I can't wait to move it here. Now, the problem is I'm not local and maybe out of state and maybe out of the country, so I don't know what to do. I totally get that. That's when you reach out to us. We can be your boots on the ground. We can find that perfect home for you when we have our call. And we can start to do actual virtual tours of the homes as well as the neighborhoods that they're in. So when you do come out here, your time is spent super efficiently. So what you're going to do is you're going to give us a call or shoot us a text.
Yes, that number is a cell phone, so you can call us or text us, or you can use WhatsApp if you're outside the country. Strider wants to hear from you.
Okay, so now let's go back to Orange County. So you guys are probably familiar with Irvine. That might be why you clicked on this video, because it's very popular. It's the biggest employment area of Orange County. It's got, the Irvine Unified School District, which we'll talk about later. It's got a lot of things going for it.
UC Irvine.
UC
Irvine.
The
airport area.
The airport area. There's just a lot. I mean, we have plenty of videos on Irvine, but we're talking about alternatives now. So one alternative to Irvine, if you call Sean, maybe you're Irvine or bust, so that's fine. There's a lot of people that are. But you might be open to some other ideas. So Aliso Viejo is right here. So it's south of Irvine. And then if you want to kind of like get an idea of how long it takes to get there. So we're filming this on a Sunday, so this means no traffic. It can be a lot more trafficy. So we're choosing to not use, so this is the 73. This is a toll road. To be honest with you, like, it really doesn't, unless there's like major traffic, so it's like basically...
If it's rush hour, I guess.
If it's rush hour, it will probably save you, depending on how bad, like 15 to 30 minutes. But even if it's like normal rush hour, not major accidents, like to be honest, it probably will only save you like 15 minutes. So is it worth that 15 minutes? I don't know. That's for you to decide because 73 is expensive.
Yeah, and we as native Southern Californians don't love the 73. I mean, any
Yeah.
toll roads for that matter. Although again, at times we will certainly use it. You know, if I need to get to an appointment and another appointment ran like a little bit late,
Yeah.
I will certainly take the 73 freeway when I have to. So it's a nice to have for sure.
Yeah. So kind of the main reason to use the 73, in my opinion, if you are living in Aliso Viejo, is if you need to go kind of like here in Newport Beach, because if you go all the way, and then come back, that's going to take you a good 45 minutes longer. So like, let's say it's the morning and you have to be here for whatever reason, or maybe you work. This is Newport Center. If you work in Newport Center and live in Aliso Viejo, you're going to be taking the 73 a lot. So you have to add that cost. You're going to add that cost.
Budget it.
But like, you know, if you need to maybe go to like a doctor's appointment here, there's a lot of medical here, you're just going to take the 73 because this will take you extra 45 minutes, trust me.
And more importantly,
Yeah.
if you need to take the farmer's market.
Yeah. The Irvine Farmers Market is kind of like in this area too. So so it's not as expensive on a Saturday, so you'll just blow through that on Saturday for sure.
It does save a decent amount of time from that perspective.
For sure. Yeah, this is kind of like the only where, in my opinion, unless there's a major accident, so always check navigation, 73 is not worth it. Unless you're going here.
And also, we're actually giving so this 22 minutes also is taking into account that, you know, obviously we just picked Aliso Viejo to Irvine, right? So a lot of Irvine that people go to is not this far west.
Yeah.
So if you're going to the Spectrum, you're going to shave off a ton of time.
Yeah, so the Spectrum is right here. Yeah, so this is the Irvine Spectrum area right here, and for that you won't use the 73 because
No.
it's just like...
It's right at the
there's no
133.
glitch.
Actually, you just take this down.
Oh yeah, this is the 133 right
so
here.
you would just take that. So it's...
Yeah, you'd kind of like find yourself on you go to the 133 to there. This is kind of like a little cheat.
Yeah,
It
to avoid
works
the
pretty
tolls.
good. Yeah, because this part of the 133 isn't a toll, so yeah. Yeah. I feel like for Saturday Night Live, like the Californians, like, you take this road and then you take this road and don't do that at this time.
Isn't that all that construction on the 405 gonna just back everything up, Stuart?
They were making fun of us, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, 1 second, real quick here with some pretty B-roll to grab your attention, but just a quick reminder that if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to this channel because we have lots of videos like it planned for the future. And don't forget to comment down below where you're thinking of moving to Orange County, California from. Sean has worked with clients from every continent except Antarctica, so let us know your story. We'd love to hear it. Talk soon, and now back to our regularly scheduled programming.
Yeah, so let's go back to Aliso Viejo. One nice thing about Aliso Viejo too is that it is like pretty close to, as the crow flies, to the ocean. So the weather here is actually like pretty mild, especially in comparison to maybe some areas like in Irvine that are like more east. So, you know, I'm not saying it doesn't get hot in Aliso Viejo. It does, like especially in August and September. But it's actually surprisingly mild for being an inland city, meaning like not a coastal city. And then another thing you should know about Aliso Viejo is like Irvine, so this is similar to Irvine, so, you know, we're not fire experts, like please seek fire experts if you want the actual data, but anytime...
Oh, and also if you want to, you can reach out to us. We can send you the latest fire maps, basically showing you where there's elevated fire danger according to the various fire authorities.
Yeah, but anytime you're near what this map shows you as green, this is actually undeveloped land. It's not green, it's brown. And this means it's elevated fire risk. Again, we're not experts, so reach out for the map. But what's weird about Aliso Viejo is that there actually are areas that have this undeveloped land. This is Aliso Woods. So there have been fires here, and there have actually been structures lost on the Laguna Niguel side recently. I wouldn't say recently, like last, what was it, 5 years?
5 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, so 5 years. I mean, I guess that's relatively recent. But, so, again, it's not like, you just want to know that you can be next to undeveloped land.
Yeah, and again, so one, you love Aliso Woods.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we talked about the fire risk.
Yeah.
The benefit, though, is Aliso Woods is actually a pretty fantastic wilderness, like wildlife, I don't know what we call the ecological reserve, basically. So it's like, hiking, biking, mountain bike riding, running, walking. Courtney loves this area. Like, we've been running this since we were in college, and Courtney's basically never stopped.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like been one of those things that it's like a fantastic area to recreate basically.
Yeah. And then Sean, do you want to like kind of give a little overview of Aliso Viejo? Because obviously Sean's the one that works with clients, so
Yeah,
you know, where the different homes are, different neighborhoods. Obviously, it's pretty small.
Before
right?
we get into, I do want to like bring up a couple of points. I really think that we really need to accentuate. So one, we really cannot understate like how close this is to the ocean, because again, you're coming here for the fantastic weather most likely, or at least that is a huge side benefit of you coming here, and that's why the prices are as high as they are. Okay, so obviously this little stretch here, I would say about 2 mile or so in, is some of the best, is the best weather in the world, right? So you're not gonna get any better weather than 1 to 2 miles inland, inland from the coast to the coast, right? That is the best weather. Basically, this is the second best weather that you kind of have, right? Because you're that close to the ocean. And I know we sound like wusses when we talked about it, because I know people think you're crazy, but as you go on the inland side of the five freeway, it does, again, it's the closer you go, the more you leave the coastline, the warmer it gets. Now, I'm not saying that it's bad weather by any stretch of the imagination, especially considering on absolute basis compared to the rest of the world. But we're grading this on a curve, and the curve is so steep in that when you have the best weather, you know what amazing weather is.
Yeah.
So you know when you don't have that, the most amazing weather. So Aliso Viejo is in this nice, just a little pocket that is this nice little pocket here that is just, again, really close to the coast, and you're not paying a crazy premium for it. Like, a lot of these areas that are close to the coast, there's a massive premium.
Laguna Beach, Laguna
Well,
Beach.
no, I'm just even saying, like,
So
even
Aliso
one
Viejo
in, like even Laguna Niguel, right next door to it, you're paying a nice premium for it. Even Costa Mesa, not cheap, right? Like when you're going in just a little bit, even if you're not a coastal city, you're paying a big premium for it.
Yeah.
And then another thing I want to bring up too is that the 73 freeway, as you might brought up, it literally dissects. It's so seductive.
Oh, yeah.
You're just like, I'm so close.
Yeah.
It's right there, but don't fall for it. The 5 freeway is really not that far away, and
No.
you will save a good amount of money. And also the 133 is also not far away either.
Yeah, that's a great trick.
That's a nice hack,
The 133 is a great trick.
Yes, for sure. So just be aware of those attributes. But yes, as far as we go in to, like, let's say we're going into Aliso Viejo itself. So let's see here. So this is, like Aliso Viejo itself doesn't have a ton of commercial and retail. It has some, but just not a ton of it. Like Pacific Park actually has a decent amount of like commercial space. So Aliso Town Center actually they have like a mega they're kind of like a smaller Irvine Spectrum, I guess. I mean, much smaller. much smaller. So so you have that there, but you are close to a lot of other retail stuff. Actually, this is in Laguna Niguel. A bunch of like Walmart, Costco, and all that stuff is over here. And then of course, okay, so and as we go, like the Irvine Spectrum, as we brought up before, is right here. That's actually, again, it's a huge shopping and employment hub. Like it's one of the biggest malls in all of Orange County, and it's right there. And also, again, huge, lots of office space for headquarters and that kind of stuff. So you're just really close in proximity to all that.
Yeah. Okay, so before we just kind of, obviously Aliso Viejo is really small, so it's like, you talk about these little neighborhoods and they're just really not that big. But so Sean will talk about a little bit of that, but then do you want to just talk about also that Aliso Viejo itself is like one master HOA, and then you have most likely another HOA, right?
Yeah, exactly. So Aliso Viejo, like South County, like what a lot of Irvine and South Orange County, they have HOA dues, right? And so, like a lot of actually Irvine especially, Aliso Viejo is different in that they're almost like one village, because they're probably about the size of a large village in Irvine.
Yeah.
So the entire city actually has its own HOA dues to cover public amenities, and then within it, if you're part of a specific subdivision, like a sub HOA, like especially if you're a condo or townhome, but even houses themselves, they can be in some of these, let's say, gated communities or whatever, that could have their own HOA dues. So you may have not one but 2 HOA dues. The Aliso Viejo ones aren't that expensive, and it's a quarterly fee, but the other one could be rather substantial depending on what type of home you are and what does it offer. And then as we get into the areas basically here, so Aliso Viejo Country Club, people really like this area a lot. There's just, again, people just like that ability to, so you have like basically condos, townhomes, and houses that are right next to Aliso Viejo Country Club, and that's on the inland side of the 73 freeway. So what's nice about it is that you're actually closer to the 5 freeway and all that other stuff. And the con is that it's, again, slightly warmer just because you're a little bit more inland. And I say slightly because we're not that far inland at all. And then as you go further down, like, the area around Aliso Town's, like, town center, there's a lot of, so that's here. Aliso Town Center is over here. You got a lot of homes and townhomes, and what people like about it, so this is Aliso Town. So Aliso Town Center, like a lot of people like about it is that, again, it's kind of like a very mini Irvine spectrum. So you got, Edwards, like Regal theaters. You have tons of different shops. It's very convenient. It's just nice and convenient from that perspective. A lot of different variety of dining and shopping options. And then there's just homes all around here, like, that are kind of partaking in that. And then you also have Laguna Vista Autobahn out yonder here, and people like that. You're getting closer to Laguna Beach itself. And then as we get closer to Aliso Woods, like, you have, again, just tons of different homes all over the place, different shapes, sizes, and everything. What people like about it is the fact that you're not necessarily paying a super high price at all. Like, it's very reasonable. Like, and again, we're going to get into the details of what reasonable is, both by just median home price type stuff, but also individual homes. So you kind of get a sense of, like, what we're talking about here.
So we said we'd talk about school districts. So obviously, if you're interested in Irvine, you probably know the famous Irvine Unified School District gets an A+ on niche.com. And John will also give a spiel about, ratings are one thing. He'll tell you, you also have to, like, do your own research. Ratings also can be gamed. Like, teachers know how to game the ratings.
Yeah, so. And this is just a good overview,
yeah,
right?
This is just a good overview. It's a good place to start.
Directionally accurate.
It's directionally accurate, yeah. So Irvine Unified, you probably, A+ on niche.com. But what's nice about niche.com, you can scroll down and it'll show you a map of everything in all the schools and what their ratings are. And then what's one nice thing about Aliso Viejo is that it is in the Capistrano Unified School District, which is also an A+ on niche.com. And then you scroll down and you can see, all the different ratings depending on where you are. And I will say one different thing about Irvine Unified versus Capo is that Irvine Unified, it's really hard to transfer to a school that you're not zoned for. It is a very impacted school district. If you are going to this school, the ability to go to any other school is pretty low. There are like 2 charter schools, I think, in Irvine, but other than that, it's really hard. So let's say, I don't know, you have some sort of like fight or something with the principal, there's some teacher that you really don't like, and you want to go to this school instead, I just have to say good luck.
Or like you just go, I like that school better because it's rated higher. Because people have their specific, you want to buy a home in where that school is located.
Yeah.
Because, again, all bets are off whether or not you can get in. Again, it's actually highly unlikely that you will.
Yeah. Whereas Capo, I'm not saying it's guaranteed that you can go to a different school other than what you're zoned for, but it's a lot easier, and there are also a lot of charter schools within Capo that have special programs, whether that's Reggio Philosophy, there's a Waldorf, public school in here, there's lots of language immersion, Spanish and Mandarin. So, you have options. But yeah, so you have, I guess you would say you would have more choice in Capo than you do in Irvine Unified, even though Irvine Unified technically is, better ranked. And then do you want to like give your spiel about ranking?
Well, and also I'm impressed that it's rated as highly as it is because it is such a large school district.
Yeah.
It's the largest school district in all of Orange County, and you have so many different options there that I really like Capistrano a lot as far as the school district is concerned. But yeah, going back to what you were mentioning, is that my normal disclaimer that I give here is that obviously you have a lot of different options to do your own research, right? So one, you can look at niche.com, greatschools.org is another one, U.S. News and World Report is yet another, but those rankings only tell you so much. Again, directionally, I think they're getting you to the right place, but at the same time, how does it fit for your child, right? If that's what you're looking, if that's important for you, okay, well, what I would recommend is contacting those school administrators and just kind of get a sense of, okay, how, like getting their sense of things. But also there's Facebook forums and that kind of stuff where you can kind of discuss things with parents that have kids in those schools and see if it's, again, the right fit for you.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, and then now let's talk about one of the big reasons that somebody might choose Aliso Viejo instead of Irvine. Let's talk about price. We're laughing.
Let's give them something to talk about. So, that's price.
Yeah. So first, let's go 40,000 foot view. United States median home price at the time of this recording for single family homes about 470,000. Let's go to Orange County.
A little bit more.
A little more.
About triple.
About triple. Although we always say when you consider that Orange County is paradise, it is paradise. It's a place where it has probably better weather than wherever you are, unless you're in Southern California.
Exactly.
Unless you're in coastal Southern California, Orange County has better weather than where you are. Almost every day. Almost every day.
100 out of 100. Like
100.
Again, if you're not already
in Southern California.
Yeah.
Although Northern California,
it's a different flavor.
If you like a little bit colder weather, you might actually prefer.
Yeah, so we're
northern.
perfect warm. They're perfect slightly cool.
Yes.
So it just kind of depends on which one you grab. Like if you're going to the beach a lot, then Southern California, or if you prefer that kind of atmosphere, that kind of weather type, which again, growing up here, like both of Courtney and I would definitely gravitate towards this more, but it's not like we would be so sad if we went to Northern California, like Bay Area stuff. Northern
California is fantastic too, but it's slightly warmer down here. So let's talk about. So it's 1.4 in Orange County. Now let's go to Irvine, and we're doing single family homes, right? And then let's go to Irvine single family homes. 2-3, and then let's go to Aliso Viejo.
Okay, you probably need to go.
Yeah, so let's go to single family homes. So, because Aliso Viejo, it does actually have a decent amount of like condos and townhomes. That's why it's lower than like you'd think. But if you go to single family homes, it's like 1.3. So basically, 1.4. So basically $1 million or $900,000 less on average than Irvine, which is kind of insane when you consider they're not that different.
No, and that's why we call Aliso Viejo a unicorn city. Because like when we joke about that, there's a couple cities in Orange County we would go, wow, for what you get. Not to say it's cheap, because again, on an absolute basis, it's certainly way more expensive than the United States on a whole. But for what you get in comparison to other properties, other cities in Orange County, you're getting incredibly good value. So what I love about Aliso Viejo is that you're on the coastal side of the 5 freeway, so your weather is fantastic. And then on top of that, you're right next to Irvine, so you're actually not that far away from everything else. So again, we talked about, like, let's say San Clemente. It's a great city, but its strength is not that it's like centrally located. Aliso Viejo is just south of Irvine, which I just love the fact that you're just that close to where everything is, especially if you need to get to a job or wherever. Like, again, Aliso Viejo is very conveniently located. And again, you can even bring up the fact that the Spectrum is such a big part of what Irvine's job, again, it's not the only job hub in Irvine, but it's a major, major one, and a huge shopping mall as well. So you're just right next to it, and that's inevitably why I talk about Aliso as an alternative. So when people, and again, when you see the metrics, I know when people reach out, they're reaching out a lot of times about Irvine itself. And I always, I can always bring up, okay, well, what are you looking for in a property? Because I want to give you more variety, more options. Not to say that you won't be dead set on going to Irvine. It's just at the same time, maybe you're potentially open to it if the right property does come up. And Aliso Viejo is one of my go-tos as far as an alternative city, because weather's arguably better than Irvine. Again,
depending on where you are.
Yeah, and splitting hairs too.
Yeah.
So weather's arguably better. It's not that far away from Irvine, and the price point is just way, way cheaper. So just the price point is just way less, and that's just one of those things where I just find that checks off so many boxes that for what you're getting a fantastic value.
Yeah, and then just to like kind of show you, so the median is 1.375, so let's just go to the MLS. So here, this is slightly over median, 1.399.
But again, we're just giving you a sense of a typical home in this price point that's available for sale.
Yeah, so 4 bedrooms, 3 bath. Yeah, so I mean, just giving you obviously like a smaller lot, which is pretty typical for Aliso Viejo.
Aliso Viejo is known for having small lot sizes. Yeah. Just be aware of that. Not that Orange County in general is known for having huge lots. It's that Aliso Viejo's homes definitely aren't known for having large lots. Just be aware of that aspect of it. But there are homes in Aliso that do have larger lots.
Yeah. And then maybe go to next. So this is 1.39.
That looks like a very, very Aliso Viejo typical home.
Typical Aliso for sure.
And again, that's Laguna Audubon. It is one of those things where it, like, again, the fact that this is lower than the median price point of Orange County is,
Yeah,
you're like,
that's
wow, this
insane,
is,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, what you're getting. Okay, here's another one. So basically like slightly higher than median.
But not much.
But not much.
Yeah, and again, this is just giving you a sense of like real, again, this isn't theory. This is real life examples on the market as we speak.
Yeah, so 4 bedrooms.
2,200 square feet, like that's,
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, again, if you're looking for value and you're not dead set on Irvine, and like Sean said, it's not like that's bad. Like, there's a lot of people that are like, I don't care. Irvine or bust, I don't care. We totally get that, but if you're open to other things.
Yeah, and my job is to give you options, right? Like that's, I'm like sometimes when someone is just a specialist in one pocket, they're a hammer and everything's a nail, right? Everything's like, how does it fit into Irvine specifically? Again, I'm happy to sell in Irvine. It's just that I want to make sure that you're happy with wherever you're moving to. And some people, beyond just the price point and all that other stuff, they think they want Irvine and then they realize, oh, actually it wasn't the right fit. Or they thought they wanted Irvine and you know what? It was the perfect fit for them. So it's just that I want to give you options. At the end of the day, there's a handful of cities that I would always kind of bring into the conversation just in case it makes more sense for them.
Yeah.
And remember, we are licensed realtors here in the state of California. So as much as we love making these videos, what we love more is to help you with your real estate needs. So whether you're looking to buy or sell a home, what you want to do is when you give us a call or shoot us a text.
Yes, that number is a cell phone, so you can call us or text us, or you can use WhatsApp if you're outside the country. Let's see. Oh no, the puppy.
I love you too.
Okay.